Shalom, shalom. Welcome back on this Tuesday. Almost said Thursday. Welcome back on this Tuesday. And today we have just a world update for you guys. Little current event video, man, about what's going on in the world today. And also kind of a time capsule, right? Kind of a time capsule as we make these videos to, even just to go back and watch to see what was happening on the week of the 27th of October in 2025, right? And so yeah, man, I got a couple videos to play, and we're gonna do some commentary. We're gonna do some precepting with these videos, and then hopefully you guys are, in the spirit of what's going on in the earth today. First and foremost, we want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We do so by way of his only begotten Son, who's an instrument of salvation for the nation, right? As we recognize as Yahweh Shai, as the world recognizes as the man Jesus Christ, right? Without further ado, man, let me start this off with a precept, and I might be going back and forth to this precept throughout the video. But I think it's very fitting, and so we're gonna start off with this. If I could have a brother read this for me in a second. Let me scroll up. If I could have a brother read that for me. It looks like Azrael is MIA. So any available brother, man, Ezekiel 32:9.
Ezekiel chapter 32 and verse 9. I will also vex the hearts of many people when I shall bring thy destruction among the nations into the countries which thou hast not known.
Right, man. It says, I will also vex the hearts of many people. And that's what's happening right now in the United States of America. A lot of hearts are being vexed right now as he brings the destruction of America down before all, right? A lot of hearts are being vexed right now. So let's get into it, right? Let's get into it. Let me see. Which one do I want to share first? Excuse me. Stop sharing that and start sharing. I guess I'll go with this one first. Let me see if I can get that off my screen real quick. Boom. Boom. Y'all let me know if the sound is good. Fair use. I'm gonna be stopping this throughout this video, man, just so we don't get, halted up. And we'll see if we'll play the whole thing or not, but let's go.
To end the second longest federal government shutdown is gaining some new urgency. Millions of Americans are on the verge of losing food benefits by the end.
It says this, and so if you guys don't know, we're in a shutdown right now. And just like he said, it's the second longest shutdown in American history. I think the first one was not too long ago, and I think it lasted around 45 days, right? And so both times, federal agents, federal workers, people that work for the government, get furloughed. What that means is sometimes it's kind of like a layoff. But when they call you, they'll call you back, and when you get called back, you'll get reimbursed for the time that you were laid off. Nonetheless, you are out of normal working conditions without pay, right? So if you didn't know, right now in the month of October, we are in a government shutdown, and it's a current government shutdown. It still has no answers to it as of today, right?
End of the week. This is President Trump embarks on his second foreign trip in less than a month. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the latest.
Overnight, President Trump on the USS George Washington, traveling to Japan to sign multiple trade agreements. The trip overshadowed as tens of millions of Americans feel the impact of the government shutdown. This week, federal food assistance programs like SNAP are.
So that just showed your king, right, out doing God knows what while his citizens are suffering, You know what I'm saying? I just want to point out, man, David would never. You know what I'm saying? David would never, even the time where it seemed like David did it, he came back and he rectified the situation, right? He strengthened himself in the Lord against the Amalekites, right? And what did he say? He restored all, right? I would just say that if the righteous was in authority right now, you wouldn't be seeing one of our kings out while the people suffer, right?
Salakia too, and this is kind of going into Daniel's vision of the statue. As you head down towards the feet of the statue, it was saying things like it was part clay, part iron. It's broken up, right? We know that's kind of starting in the Roman captivity, because in the Roman Empire, power was divided between multiple Caesars, right? You had multiple Caesars ruling at a time, right? We even see that in the Greek Empire with the Ptolemies, right? You might have a Ptolemy this, Ptolemy that, Ptolemy this, but they're ruling at the same time. And it's trickled down even to what you see right now in America, which kind of makes it different from a David situation, not to be contrary to what you just said, because everything you just said is true, right? And there's no point in having a president or a king if you're broken up, right? Right now we have two parties, right? It's pretty much a party against a party, and they're being petty, they're being extra, and it's now trickled down to the hands of the people, which is why that iron and that clay, it doesn't mix, and it makes you weak as a country, because it causes your kingdom to be divided, and we know that a kingdom divided cannot stand. So a lot of that is what's going on as well, man. Not just the fact that we have a weak king, some may say, but we have a weak government system because we don't have any order, any structure. It's all party.
Con, man, con. Hey, since we got a lot of videos, man, instead of going back and forth, we might do this where I play the videos and I'll call you the verses out, and the next brother, if you could, either pull it up on your personal device or your physical sword and just read aloud, right? Read aloud when called upon on these scriptures, right? Probably the next precept that I'm going to, it's probably going to be Lamentations 4:17. So if a brother can get that and hold it, for me, right? So I think that would be brother Isaiah, and then brother Obadiah just read. So matter of fact, we'll start at the top with brother Azrael again, right? So you get that, brother Azrael, Lamentation 4:17, and then the next one will be Deuteronomy 28:48. Right, but we'll keep playing.
Are set to run out, a lifeline for nearly 42 million Americans.
My stomach dropped because I'm already struggling. I'm already stretching food. It has been days where the kids eat and I'll just survive off water. So
again, man, right? Another thing that's happening right now is they're letting us know that SNAP benefits is probably a wrap for the upcoming month. Right. And so it's going to leave, like she said, 42 million people, right, without benefits, food benefits, right, for groceries and stuff like that. And I want to say, like this lady right here, she just said that it's going to leave her in a place where she's forced to live off of water and watch her kids eat, if they can eat, right? And again, we talked about this not too long ago on a previous lesson. This is why the Most High puts us through these things. Brother Azrael shared a video, right? This is why the Most High has us fasting for 24 hours, one day out the year, right? So when things like this happen, we're not shaken. The Israelites are not shaken. Go ahead, Brother Obadiah. You have something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I was at work, this I was talking to this old lady, and she was talking about, how the food stamps, how this month in November it ain't gonna be no food stamps, and she was like, she had said something else if they take away, because she was stressing, and she was like, I forgot what she said. If they take away, it was something else, she was like, they're gonna try to kill Trump. And she was like, people gonna start rioting because people do some crazy stuff when they can't feed their kids. And it's like, yeah, man, that's when you read Matthew 24. That's when you get into Second Ezra and Apocrypha, chapter 15, chapter 16, and you go and you read these things and how it's gonna be perilous times, and the love of many gonna wax cold, and when people gonna be robbing and killing you over bread. You know what I'm saying? For the lack of bread, right? They're gonna start trying to kill you. The storage houses are going to be found empty. So this is just a build up, man, to that. Now this can be a test, right? The Most High can, speed this thing up, and it can become, martial law, or he can slow things down. And I think it's like the government really just trying to see how people gonna respond to these things. That's just me, but they like to run tests on the Americans to see how we're gonna respond to certain things. But eventually, it's gonna be the real thing, man. It's like people gonna be out here doing whatever they can, killing, stealing, destroying, whatever they got to do to feed their families, man. And we're gonna see it real soon. Coming to America.
Matter of fact, since you said that, man, we'll stop this video. That's really all I really wanted, for real. Hold up.
Because that's what I'll have to do in November.
At airports across the country, food pantries are popping up to help support
food banks, man. If you don't know, that's the thing that's popping right now, food banks. And they're saying right now food banks is pretty much obsolete because that's the first thing people hit up after they receive the news. But if you have one near you, I would encourage you to look at it if you're missing benefits, man, right? Let me stop sharing this just to piggyback on what the brother Obadiah was saying. Let me see here where I'm at. Boom. Somebody got a precept that's holding it, Brother Azrael. Can you read that out loud for me?
Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help, and our watching we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Right, man. That's what's happening right now. First precept said that that he would vex those that are with her, right? With this land, right? And the fall of this land would vex many hearts, not just vex her, right? Alluding to Babylon, right? Not just vex her, but it would vex many hearts. And that's what's happening right now. Let me share my screen. So I seen this video earlier. It's called Snap or Steal, right? Snap or steal. In the
I'm still at Thanksgiving dinner.
It's funny, man, because it says snap or steal in the midst of culture right now where we do trick or treat, right? And so instead of trick or treat this year, this is what you get: snap or steal, right? Instead of 9/11 this year being talked about, we got Charlie Kirk. Instead of trick or treating, we're talking about snapping and stealing. Right? Let me play this.
Trump cutting off food stamps right before Thanksgiving, bad and all, but my people ran out of stores. With the cart full, I bet it's going to be some turkey on my plate. Ham, mashed potatoes, greens, dressing. It's going to all be there. Don't worry about it.
and you silly Negroes, man, right? It's funny all this is happening during what they call the holiday season, man. Right, and you silly Negroes is ready to run out the store with that holiday ham, right? Not even thinking to yourself, right, that's might be one of the reasons why you're in this predicament. You know what I'm saying? She talking about running up the store because she wants to have a good Thanksgiving, right? She wants to have a good Thanksgiving. I got one more to piggyback on that, right?
Gonna steal all that food just for it to be gone in one day.
Right, because you ain't gonna leave no leftovers. The black family don't leave no leftovers like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Let me play this one, man. This one is around the same type of temperature.
And it remind me that it remind me of that scripture. I can't remember where it said how when it's like all this evil gonna be taking place and people still not gonna turn from their wickedness. It's like it's gonna. I can see that because all this stuff. All like we see all hell breaking
Hey,
loose.
bro, if you can find that precept, find it and hold it because we gonna need that one, right? We gonna need that one. I got another one for us to look at right here, man. It says the YNs ready to steal after EBT gets canceled. It's about to be crazy, right?
You mean? Who ain't getting their goddamn food stamps in goddamn November? Cause I'm getting my goddamn. I'm gonna tell you just like this on Jesus Lamar mother Christ.
Gave Jesus a Negro name.
Lamar.
I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do that. All you got to do is tap in with your Israelites. We going to hook you up with the right name, and you ain't even got to force it. You know what I'm saying?
I will be at mother Walmart with my steel toes on and my mother helmet, and I dare a bitch try to stop me from walking out that mother store with my grocery.
And then
I pray for her. I pray for her, man, because she sounded kind of out of wind right there. So like,
it sounded like she was serious too.
So like, if you was out of wind right there, running up out of Walmart, somebody might catch you. So you might give out. You know what I'm saying? But like the brother Obadiah said, she did sound serious. She didn't sound like she was playing.
Hey, look, we've come to that. Everybody always, they always at the front of the entrance of the store, they got these people that stand there with the highlighters and the markers, right? Checking your receipt. Everybody always be polite to them and
push them out the way.
Even when you don't got to stop and show it to them, everybody just politely show them their receipt, tell them have a good day. Now, now they know what it is. And look, I was in Kroger today. Before I came home, and somebody walked out and the alarm started going. The lady that was standing by the door at Kroger said, "Go ahead, go."
They don't even want to. Sometimes they don't even check.
Hey, look, man. There's a stigma that all the people that stand by the front door to check items and all that stuff, right? That they be senior citizens. You know what I'm saying? After October, you finna see they're gonna get the buff guy named Tyrone that's from Stocking, and they're gonna sit his behind in the front, and he gonna truck y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He gonna be down. He gonna be blocking the door.
Hey, Darius,
trying to run out.
He gonna turn into Michael Parsons.
Hey, Darius, hey, cancel your night shift. You gonna work the day shift at the door.
And that is real though, bro. You ain't gonna see no more old people trying to check your stuff. Cause people gonna stiff on them. They're gonna run out the store. They're gonna try to stop them. They're gonna get stiffed on them. So you're not gonna see them no more. You're gonna like the brother said, you're gonna see Tyrone at that front door.
You're gonna see Eve, man. If you don't get up out my face.
Hey, and our people, man. Our people so cooned out, man. They're gonna call Tyrone to be up the front, and he gonna take it serious. Tyrone is gonna be stopping his his people from eating. He gonna suit up like he really in the NFL, like he really playing defense. He gonna take it serious.
They gave me an extra $1 to do this.
You know what I'm saying?
Tyrone, bro. Yeah. Tyrone ain't going. But the thing about it, bro,
who had that
just show like.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, man. That just that's why it just we really gotta have faith in these days, man, because these people that's gonna be doing this. They not gonna care about nothing. They're not gonna care if you got kids. They're not gonna care. That y'all was close friends in high school. Like these people ain't gonna have no conscience telling them. Like nobody, it ain't gonna be no conscience in people's minds no more in that day. And then their mind ain't gonna tell them don't do that. That's off. That's crazy. They're gonna be eating people. So it's like they gonna be doing what they want to do, but we gotta have that faith so we don't fall in that same category as everybody else, man.
That's a fact, man. Hey, brother Obadiah, if you could you pull Second Esdras 15 and 19 for me? Second Esdras 15 and 19. And brother Isaiah, you got Deuteronomy 28 and 48 for me?
Cain, you want me to read it?
Yes, sir.
Con, it's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse number 48. And it reads, Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
This is what happens. This is what happens when the Most High puts curses on people, right? You see how passionate these sisters are in these videos about how mad they are that their newly espoused husband is cutting them off, right? That their newly espoused husband is divorcing them. You see what I'm saying? You see how mad they get, right? And we talk about all the time how we come out the womb thinking that the Most High owes us something. Now people come out the womb thinking that the white man owes them something, right? And it's just a news flash. It's a news flash, right? Let me play the rest of this video real quick.
Doing this around the same time as Thanksgiving, which means there are going to be millions of Americans who might not even have food on the table this Thanksgiving.
They are now threatening.
Who cares? Maybe if you skip things, and we're gonna get to it. Maybe if you skip Thanksgiving, you start worrying about Thanksgiving, right? Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna scrape up the little bit of change you got left just to have a good Thanksgiving day, one day, like the brother Azrael said, and then for the whole next month or whatever, Lord forbid, you're gonna be starving. How about you stop thinking about these holidays that have nothing to do with you, and you ration and you budget correctly, right? Stop worrying about Thanksgiving. Who cares about Thanksgiving and that holiday ham? When you get older, you understand that sometimes you got to do away with childish things, right? And vain things that don't mean nothing. Because what happens is our people want to feel good and put off reality so much that we'll destroy ourselves, make ourselves go crazy, stress our own selves out when stress is the number one killer.
Facts.
To cut off food stamps right before Thanksgiving, which means millions of people, including the highest percentage of people with disabilities, will not receive food supplemented income next month.
Not only will
it's funny, man, because the Most High is funny, man. He's a mocker. He's a mocker of mockers. And he said he would mock you and laugh at your calamity, right? For our feast days, the bulk of them just pass. And for our feast days, a few things are required of us. And a lot of that is taking off from our jobs, right? And preparing things early, right? Having proper preparation. And so it's funny that during this holiday season that he has made you take off from your job with these furloughs. He has made you suffer from lack of proper preparation, right? We all know the brothers and sisters that no Feast of Tabernacles coming up. They don't have a tent, man. They haven't made arrangements. They haven't, took off from their jobs and all of this stuff. He has made the world feel that pain, right? And just like when our feast days come around and we might be lacking preparation or feeling the pressures of taking off work and possibly taking leave without pay and all of that, just like we went through that season, and it was kind of our feast days, when they come, and it's merry, but at the same time it can be, it can drive your anxiety up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And we see that happening here with the rest of the world. I want to say this too, though.
Oh, shoot.
All praises to the Most High that he had the Israelites covered. I think all the Israelites is done with their feast days now, for the most part, Leviticus 23 days, right? I think everybody done tabernacles and everything, right? From what I can from what I've noticed. So all praise for him covering us and not having to deal with this during our feast days and all of that, right? But you can see the mockery within the earth, right?
I had some.
Go ahead.
So I'm looking in the group chat, man, and WIC was brought up. You know, a lot of women, they use WIC for the baby formula, man. So that's gonna be, man, that's gonna be tough.
Right, man. Right, it's gonna be tough. You're gonna have to start figuring some things out here, right?
Or the government be running out of money for food stamps come November 1st. The people who is eligible to get food stamps gonna have stricter requirements to even apply for it, to even still receive it. That homeless people are gonna have to get jobs, low income people are gonna have to get jobs, and they're gonna have to work at least 80 hours a month to even still qualify to get a little bit of assistance.
Starting November 1st, the work requirement.
That's enough on that one, right, man? I want to play this other one real quick. Who's holding something for me?
Me.
Go ahead and read what you got.
2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Read that again.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation.
These are things where, you kind of, like the brother said, it could be that time right now. It could not be, but you never know. This is stuff you got to kind of gear yourself up for. You know what I'm saying? Because, we hitting a lot of firsts in the world. This could be this could outbeat the last shutdown. You never know how long it could last. And when talks are like that, you never know what people can do. We heard from the mouths of our own sisters, right? How serious they're taking it. You know what I'm saying? How serious they're taking it. And when they take stuff that serious, man, I know for a fact, man. I know when Black people get this serious, man, especially in the culture right now that we are in crash outs and YNs and stuff like that, they bound to do it. They bound to do something, and God forbid they steal from the wrong person and they retaliate and it turns into something else, we saw how the narratives were spun and how people started blaming stuff on Black folks during COVID-19 and the looting started happening and the burning of police vehicles and all of that, right? So I just want to keep you guys on notice that, this stuff that he just read in the Bible can literally happen today, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Just want to give some encouragement to brothers and sisters that may be, depend on the government in this thing, man, just to keep the faith. The time is now. The time is not now to lose faith. The time is now to even depend and increase your faith, because you may use government assistance. You may have WIC. You may got food stamps and it's getting cut off. But this is why you must trust in the Most High, even if you don't know how you gonna get food, how you gonna get water. You gotta have that faith, man. We expect people in the world to freak out because they don't know the Most High. But you being in this truth and you knowing the Most High, you got to keep that faith, man.
Come on, man. We're going to touch on that a little bit too, right? I'm going to play this video real quick. And fun fact, man, this girl, man, Cindy Noor, it's really not her real name, actually. I actually know this girl, right? Back in the world, man, when I was a Q, we used to hang out with her line sisters and her all the time, right? She's blown up. She's been on the Jennifer Hudson show and all that. I forgot how many followers she got. It's in upwards of I think it's 275,000 followers, something like that. Never would have known this girl would have popped. You know what I'm saying? But she popped. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to her. But she, and I normally don't even like her videos. She kind of has a feminist mindset, but she said something here that I like, so I'm gonna play it. She was, of course, one of those girls that was in sororities, right? Delta Sigma Theta, I believe, right?
You believe, brother, or you know?
And she's very opinionated. She was even opinionated when we was you know, hanging out with them and whatnot. Because you know, back then I had a little bit of the knowledge, and I would share it, and she would just tell me how she didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? But she's kind of like a hardcore lib, if you will.
Radical leftist.
Yeah. So, but nonetheless, man, she said something in this video, man. I thought it was, you know, hey, our community need to listen. You know, this video has no sound. Look,
Shit, here you go. I'm gonna play a video with no sound.
come on now.
She definitely been saying some real
to the
stuff.
government canceling
Yeah.
SNAP benefits is for Americans to cancel the holiday season. Close the wallets. Close the wallets. You don't need to buy a turkey. You've had turkeys for the last how many years? You're good to skip a year. Black Friday hasn't Black Friday, and I don't know how long. The deals suck. You don't need a new flat screen. You already got one from last year. Your kids have tablets. They have toys. They have electronics. They'll be good to miss out on 1 year. They'll be okay.
You know, it's funny, man, because American citizens love the American culture so much that no matter what, they're going, whether they have money, whether they don't have money, right? Whether they in the spirit to do it or not, they gonna celebrate these holidays, right?
They can't wait 1 year. Like they can't be like, yeah, you remember that year the government shut down? It was no holiday season. They can't wait 1 year. Even when
the irony is this, right? They would be caught dead skipping Christmas for that year, skipping Thanksgiving for that year, as if it was in our Constitution that if you skip them, you're gonna die. Now, when you go into the Bible, and it says if you skip these holidays, you're gonna die. Don't nobody pay attention. But the holidays that you're not even required to keep Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, right? These are the things that the people go 10 times harder for than the things that are found within your Bible that he will say you get kicked out of congregation, you'll get killed, right? You won't enter into the kingdom. All of this stuff you'll ignore, but you'll go 10 times for some folly and vain stuff, right?
Yeah, you know, a lot of our foremothers and forefathers died for the commandments and to keep the feast days. Over here in America, man, that American spirit, them American holidays, they'll die for them holidays. Remember when the CVID was on the scene during the holiday season as well, and they were saying 6 feet apart, no gatherings over 10 feet. The American citizens said, "To hell with that! I'm seeing my family. I'm going to Thanksgiving. I'm going to my Sunday church." They said, "I'm gonna celebrate." And then what happened? Oh, it's been a spike in numbers of people that are in the hospitals due to because they willing to die for these holidays, man. They willing to die for the memories, for the holiday spirit, right? They want to be holly and jolly. Even though a lot of them can't even stand their family anyway, they can't wait for this time of year so that they can get around the family members they hate.
God, man. Give me who's next? Azrael?
I think.
Give me Haggai 1 and 6.
You think or you know, brother?
I think
Haggai 1 and 6. And brother Isaiah, if you can hear me, get Daniel 1, and we're gonna read 5 through 8. Right?
How about you pull it up yourself? I'm just messing with you, man.
I can pull it up, but I still need you to read it.
I got you, King.
You got Haggai 1 and 6 right now?
Yeah.
Go ahead and read that real quick.
The book of Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes.
Right, man. It's saying everything she's saying, man. The Bible's saying, hey, look, man, you sow in, you bring in little. You have something to eat, but not enough, right? And our people need to recognize that in the land of our captivity right now, especially in a time like this, and do what she say and close them wallets during this holiday season. It's already like change is falling out your wallet, right? Money to a bag of holes, right? Close them wallets. Be smart, man. Be smart. Don't be prideful. Don't try to prove a point that hey, we gonna make do. We gonna make sure we have a good holiday season. Don't do that. Be smart. Budget, right? You might say, well, y'all go hard for y'all brains lead us know y'all go hard for y'all feast days. Yeah, that's because hey, when you doing something for the Most High God, and he tells you to do it, that's different, right? When you following the Bible, that's different. When no man is putting no sword to your soul to keep a holiday, right? You don't need to keep it. For instance, hear me out, right? Hear me out. Feast of dedication. It's not really a commandment, right? So by chance, if I was on rough times during feast of dedication, I might, can skip it or just show up, not really go in on a gift or something like that. Purim, you know what I'm saying? I can be able to skip the festivities of Purim that year, right? It's called being smart. It's called counting the cost. I'm gonna play the rest of this video.
Close the wallets. Cot boy. We should be spending any money then. It makes no sense for, in response to the government taking food off people's tables, for us to then open our wallets and continue the economy as if nothing is wrong.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a foolish mentality, man. It's a foolish mentality, man. But our people have been groomed to be this way. One thing about dealing away with a cashless society is that the brother talked about how when you living in poverty, you might open the refrigerator, no nothing's in there, close it, go back to it an hour or two later. You ain't putting nothing in there, just checking it again. In this society, this cashless society, what happens is you get these cards and you start swiping, and before you know it, people not even checking their bank account, they just swiping, man, until they got declined at the last store. Maybe it'll work at this store. I got declined yesterday, but it might work today. That's what's gonna happen, because we live in this world where we think everything is just gonna magically appear. Right now, I will say, for the faithful Israelites, everything does magically appear like that, right? But it's because we have faith in somebody that can make it appear, right? You having faith in the so-called white man, you having faith in this United States society is not gonna do it for you, right? It's unpredictable. Right?
It's time for a cop boy of the holiday season. The time of year where corporations make the most money. Yeah, shut it down. Close the wallets. To me, it
says close the wallet. Matter of fact, man, this one I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually go to the Bible app for this next precept, man. For this next
cop boy.
I don't even know what that means.
That should be a hashtag. Close the wallets.
It's time for a boycott. She was just speaking in code.
Oh, a cop boy. I'm slow.
Close the doors. Close the doors.
Close the doors.
I said close the doors. Close the wallets.
Close the doors.
I'm gonna open this up. Go ahead and read that from me, brother Isaiah.
I was just joking. I had it pulled up.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to actually pull this one up too, ironically. But this is Daniel, man. And so I'll preface this by before he reads to say this. We're in a state right now where so the couple next things, man, that I'm about to bring up, first of all, is really encouragement, right? Encouragement to the so-called blacks and Hispanics in this land of captivity, right? Encouragement to break out of the system. Yes, I know it's hard. Yes, I know we're living through curses. Yes, I know it's not easy. We talk about all the time, especially for black men, so-called black men out here. In the truth, it's even harder because you're already behind the ball as a black man. But then when you factor in the fact that, oh, you can't take jobs that work on the Sabbath. You can't take jobs that do stuff like sell abominations. You can't take jobs that require you to have a shaving profile. You can't take all these factors factor in, right? So I know it's hard, but this is encouragement to break out of the system, right? Because even when we take advantage of the system, it will come back to hurt us as well. Just like the scripture in Ezekiel says that with the downfall of this place, paraphrasing, that many hearts will be vexed. It's talking about many hearts, right? So I'm about to encourage everybody, even myself, to break out of this society as much as possible. And when I say that, I'm talking about growing your own food. I'm talking about getting off of government assistance. I'm talking about finding ways to make money outside of W-2s and stuff like that, right? I'm talking about being a man. We're going to get into that, right? And the pride that we need to take in being a man. Go ahead.
So I get too, man, and this is also a warning to everybody, a warning really even to myself, that you can either be comfortable and suffer later or be uncomfortable and be comfortable later. There are people, Israelites included, who have taken the route of uncomfortability and have started homesteads and farms, and they have 1 or 2 cows they can slaughter or more for meat. They have chickens that they can get eggs from and meat. They have, sources to get. They got wells where they can constantly have water all the time. They got vegetables, right? Straightway Ministries. I shared a video of Pastor Dow on my video last time. He has multiple communities where all of that is in place, and they have the structure to clean, to gut, to cook, all of that. You think that they are freaking out right now? No, they feel like they're taken care of. Only thing they're worried about is protecting their communities. I say all that to say the reason why Americans are flipping out right now is because we've been living comfortable for so long, right? Even though a lot of us say, it was hard to make do as is, and now they're finna make it even harder. Even in the sense of it was hard to make do and you live in check to check, right? Even in living check to check, we were living comfortable though. We were going through the motions. We wasn't doing no real labor. We wasn't doing the things that our forefathers did to make sure that they were sustainable. When our forefathers had a problem like this, it was due to natural disaster and natural famine. It wasn't due to a government, right? So it's something to think about. If the Most High God allows all this to turn around anytime soon, start making provisions, start having a plan, start having a vision, man, start having a dream, and start putting yourself to action in that plan that you come up with.
Right, man. And like the brother said, this is really just a news flash, right? For you to get right. Because let's be honest, man, the government shutdown is not going to last forever. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a time where the shutdown is over with and everything resumes back to normal. You know what I'm saying? But how brief will that normalcy be? You know what I'm saying? If there's a normalcy, right? Lord willing, the shutdown ends, right? But I mean, that's just what's predicted. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want people to panic, but use it as a news flash, a wake up call to do the right things that you need to do when everything is set back in place, right? There's some people right now that's been furloughed, that's having a hard time right now, right? There's some people that's been furloughed that's okay. I know for a fact. I know some people that's furloughed that's having a hard time and asking for prayers. rightfully so. And then I know some people that are in the shutdown, got furloughed, and they're in Miami right now, vacating, having the time of their life. It all comes down to, proper preparation. Are you saving? Are you budgeting? You know what I'm saying? For when times like this happens. So like the brother was saying, when things get back in place, make sure you're doing the right things for sustainability. You know what I'm saying? Just something for you guys to think about. Brother Isaiah, if you want, you can go ahead. This is Daniel, by the way, and this is why I'm bringing this up, is because Daniel was offered the king's portions, but he decided not to. Right? I'm sorry. I keep saying to read, and then I start speaking. Right? Salakia, but I want to point this out. Daniel was offered, not just Daniel and the 3 Hebrew boys were offered the king's portions. Right? Daniel opted out of it. I say that to say this, man. I know a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters that are on government assistance that don't need it. Sometimes they finesse a little bit on the application, right? But brothers and sisters is making well over the amount that they need, right? Upwards 6 figs, and still got it. You know what I'm saying? That still puts a wrench in your system, though, because you don't budget for groceries anymore. So when that does happen to where you now need to spend money on groceries, now you're looking kind of, it puts a little halt, right? Nonetheless, Daniel chose not to be dependent on the king for food and water or drink. You know what I'm saying? He chose not to. And I think it's smart, because at the end of the day, you start taking these things. Yeah, it seems good. Like, it was supposed to be a good thing, right? They got promoted in the land of Babylon, and this comes with it, right? And so same thing now, right? You might not get promoted, but it's seen as a good thing. Oh, the government's going to help you out. The problem with that is they can take it away at any given moment, right? So an encouragement to be like Daniel, and if you don't need it, don't take it. And if you do need it, get to a point to where you don't need it, so you don't have to take it, right? But this is Daniel chapter 1, starting at 5. Go ahead.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 1, starting at verse number 5, and it reads, "And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the king's wine, which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king."
Right.
Now, verse number 6. "Now among these were the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah."
Right. Daniel and the 3 Hebrew boys, not to cut you off, Daniel and the 3 Hebrew boys, right, were among these wise men of wise Hebrews, right? And it said that they were nourished for 3 years, right? And I see this as grooming. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta work for this. It's just gonna come every Wednesday. It's gonna come, and I'm gonna be straight, right? It's called grooming and forcing dependability. Right? We see, man, the story is so synonymous with how we live today, right? We see that they're grooming us to be dependent on them. And I think the next chapter over, we see that he sets up this big statue, right? And at the sound of the instruments, you're supposed to bow down to it, or they start doing what? Killing you, taking away your portions and all of that stuff, right? It's the same thing now, right? These stories are so great because they literally warn us what's to come. Yes, it might be in a different fashion or a different way, but it's still the same thing. They groom us now to be dependent on the government through SNAP, right? Through a cashless society, through all of these things, and then before you know it, that golden statue or whatever is going to be presented among us, right? And it's going to be hard for those that were not like Daniel to say, "Hey, look, man, I don't need it. I don't need your portions," right? The Most High will provide, right? Keep reading verse number 7.
Verse number 7. "Unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names, for he gave unto Daniel the name of Belteshazzar. and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach, and to Azariah of Abednego.
Right.
And
Verse 8.
but Daniel, verse 8, but Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine he drank. Therefore, he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself.
Right, man. And when you read this, man, because it said Daniel did this, of course, and then you kind of ask yourself, well, what about the 3 Hebrew boys, right? They could or they could have not done the same thing as Daniel, right? And when you read this, when it talks about defiling, sometimes, man, it could be talking about abominable foods. Sometimes it could just be talking about he didn't want to take anything from a heathen, right? And that's kind of, say that again.
My bad. I was gonna say it could have been sacrificed to an idol or something. You know, it was an idol probably right there. You just never know.
Right. You know, and you know, I'm led to believe, man, it was a little bit of all of that, but it's also the fact that he's keeping himself from the temptation and lust of depending on Nebuchadnezzar to be his provider, because Daniel, out of everybody, knew who his provider was. And so I bring this out to encourage us, right, to when we come out of this situation, because I know it's hitting some of us kind of hard. We kind of looking sideways, you know what I'm saying? And when we come out of this, it should propel us to get out of this circumstance that we're in, right? Go to work and talk to people about it all the time, and help in a lot of group chats with people talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's break out of needing Nebuchadnezzar's portions and his drinks, right? See, what happens is a lot of people glory in those, right? And you know, once they get them, they get approved and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? A boulder is lifted up off their shoulders, right? But I believe Daniel knew that if he took it, a boulder would be placed on his shoulders, one that you couldn't see into the nearby future, right? I got another video. I think I got one more video and 3 more precepts, right? And then we'll call it a day. Do I have anybody else holding anything? What in the world, bro? Hold up. Oh, second to last. They're gonna say I ran off with this one, man. I don't know if this is a Muslim or not, or Nation of Islam or not, man. And this video, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, it could be a little bit rage bait, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna talk about from a point of view from a scripture that I kind of read to give encouragement to brothers like myself, right? Here. So he got a bow tie on, but I don't know if he with the nation or not.
Hey, I ain't gonna cap. He actually made I actually watched one of his skits. He made like a little short film on slavery, but the roles were reversed, and you know, we was the masters and the white people was in the fields. It's a short film, but it's kind of dope though.
Okay.
So on YouTube.
This is my first time seeing this brother. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm gonna have to check that out.
I'll send it to the chat.
I lied too. This ain't the last video, man. I got 2 more videos. They short though.
We can't hear it.
Benefits. Here's why that might save Black families. For decades, welfare rewarded single motherhood. You got more money without a man in the house.
Somebody pull up Isaiah. Next person, Isaiah 32:2. Isaiah 32:2.
This pushed Black fathers out, destroyed the nuclear family. Now, women will have to choose partners who can provide, not the government. No safety net means better vetting, stronger men.
what do you say, man? Women are gonna have to, and of course we're talking about women in the world, but still at the same time, if you're married in this truth, you should be looking at fulfilling these qualities as a man too, right? It says that they're gonna have to start sitting down and saying, hey, maybe I do need a man. Maybe I can't do this by myself. Because look, it's always talked about we're stronger together. You know what I'm saying? For the longest time, they gave us a facade that we were not, because Nebuchadnezzar was giving his portions to the women and all of that, right? But when you're married, it should be a cheat code. When you're married, it should be a cheat code. Not only that you got two minds, but you should have two ways to contribute, right? Keep in mind, right? I know a lot of people don't want their wives to work, and that's cool. That's perfectly fine, right? Not even just working though. You know, if you can do something with your hands and go out to a farmer's market, set up a booth with vegetables that you grow in your backyard. You know what I'm saying? My wife, she likes to crochet, right? If you could crochet, you know what I'm saying, and give these things out. Find you like to paint or whatever. You can do all these things. I know the brother Azrael, his wife does ceramics and all that stuff. You can go and sell your bowls and all the stuff you make, right? But time after time, we see in the Bible that the woman as the helpmeet, she can help contribute if the man, even if the man's not doing, if he can't fulfill what he needs to do for whatever reason, right? The woman should be able to step in and contribute, right? We see that in Proverbs 31, how she uses her hand, she goes out, right, and she goes to the marketplace, she sells her nice things to bring back for the family, stuff like that. There's some stuff that I just kind of mentioned, right? We see in Tobit, when his eyesight was taken from him, he was handicapped. A lot of black men in society right now that's in the truth, we're handicapped. Our eyes have been taken from us. Our hands have been taken from us when we go on these jobs, hunts and stuff like that, right? How much more can our wives be like Tobit's wife, right? That held the fort down. Hey, bro, y'all need to go read Tobit, bro, because Tobit's wife was so strong. When she had to do that, she didn't complain, not one thing. Matter of fact, I think Tobit asked her to stop in some capacity, and she said, you tripping, I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? And so I say that to say, man, the family is stronger with two, right? Just like it says, two is better than one. For when one falls, what happens? One can help the other one up. But I say that because families can be a cheat code, right? Family can be a cheat code. That way, when something's taken from one, you still staying afloat. You might not have two floaties, you might just have one, but you still kind of staying afloat, right? And what this brother is saying is, it's forcing women to understand that I can't just depend on what's his name? What's the man that people say when they go to war and stuff like that?
What?
You know, like Uncle Sam. She can't depend on Uncle Sam no more, right? So he's saying now it's forcing her to say, hey, look, I might need a husband. And it's gonna force her to say, hey, I might not just need a husband, but I might need a vet a man that comes, these men that come into my life. I can no longer waste my time with little Ray, young Shooter. You know what I'm saying? I can't waste my time with them no more. Now I have to occupy my time and vet the men that come in my life, make sure that they're adding to it. They're not here for a fun time and an exhilarating time. I need them here for when the government shutdown happens again, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, man, that's when you're going to start seeing prophecies like Isaiah 4:1 take place, man. When they're like 7 women going to take hold on one man. Because they're going to be like, okay, you know, it's already on this earth. It's more women than it is men. Now, a lot of men going to get thrown in prison. A lot of men going to get sent to the war. A lot of men going to be dead. So there's going to be a lot of women out here, and they definitely going to be scared. So it's going to be very rare to come across a man that's actually keeping the commandments of the Lord. So when they see that, they're going to try to cleave into that man. They're not going to care if he already got a woman or not. They're going to cleave into that man. And that's what you're saying.
Let them know that's right.
You know, a precept to that scripture that you just quoted, we're gonna precept with the precept that I gave to you. But on that same token, man, you're gonna have baby moms showing up at their baby dad's house interrupting their day. Like, hey, look, I ain't got this no more, so you need to get it for me. Knowing that you've been nasty to this nigga for the last 12 years. You know what I'm saying? This man got his life together. He married, right? He done got his own little situation thing now. He's happy, you know what I'm saying? He don't got to depend on the government. And here you come knocking on his door, expecting him to help you out now. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother said, man, women could come crawling back. You know what I'm saying? When Uncle Sam divorced you and you left to go back to your ex-husband, hey, sometimes, man, you know, that husband can do you wrong. You know, you better hope you got a good baby dad, right? I'm gonna play the rest of this video real quick.
Stable homes. When survival depends on partnership, you pick better partners. The welfare state broke us. Time to rebuild from strength, not dependency.
Right. Time to rebuild from strength and not dependency. I'm just encouraging folks, man, right? I'm not shaming anybody. I'm encouraging folks to break out of the system, out of society, right? So we can thrive and we don't have to panic in times like this. Because I'm in so many group chats where a lot of people are panicking, right? I go to work at a school, at HBCU, where that's all people are talking about. I went there today, right? That's all anybody could talk about, right? And it is because of this. It's because we're sold and we're dependent on our government, right? We're dependent on Uncle Sam. He is our husband, and when he's divorcing us, he's putting us out on the street, right? We seen when that Diary of a Mad Black Woman, when that man kicked his wife out, and I think it started raining or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what Uncle Sam's doing to you, right? And the Israelites is Shamar Moore with the cornrows in the box truck picking you up. Just listen to us though, man. We got you. I promise. Right? You got Isaiah. I'm actually gonna pull it up so people can see it. Because I like Isaiah 32. And I want you guys to think about something, right? Because I started reading this, man, and I started even thinking about myself and trying to better myself. And I know it's hard. It's going to take time. It's going to take time as a so-called Black or Hispanic man in this truth, right? But we have to strive for this, right? Go ahead.
Isaiah 32 and verse 2. And a man shall be as in a hiding place from the wind.
A man, right, shall be as a hiding place from the wind. And so we might go off context. I haven't really, it's probably not the spot on context in this, but just bear with me. A man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, right? Right now the wind is blowing, right? The government shut down. What? The wind is blowing, right? Just like the brother said in that video, you have the right man, right? Lord willing, the Most High can strengthen him so he can be a hiding place from the wind that's happening. That you know what happens when the wind is blowing super hard and you get behind a building, right? Or if it's really hot outside, you get behind a building, right? If it's raining, you and it's blowing this way and you get behind a building. You know what happens is you there so long you forget that it's windy. You forget how hot it is. You forget that it's raining. That's what type of man you should be looking for, women, and that's what type of man we should be striving for to be. Keep reading.
And the covert from the tempest,
right?
As rivers of water in a dry place.
As rivers of water in a dry place. It's about to get real dry out here. You want to be with a man that's going to make it seem like when everybody thirsty, you got more than enough. Right, I was thinking about this about 2 days ago. I was thinking, man, and we all think about stuff like this. Every time I get paid, why don't I just go pick up a case of water? Every single time you get paid, why don't you just go pick up a case of water? But when times when there is no water, oh, now you open a closet, you got 60 cases of water, you good. If anything, you know what I'm saying. You might not have no food. If anything, you know you're not gonna die of thirst, right?
Get filled off of water,
right? Get you a man that's gonna strive to be this for you, as the shadows of what?
As a shadow of a great rock in a weary land.
The shadow of a great rock in a weary land. I just talked about if the sun was super hot, man, you looking for some shade, right, to keep that heat off your back. That man is supposed to do that for you, right? And I'm precepting this with the Isaiah 4. Was it Isaiah 4:1? You know what I'm saying? Because this is why women are gonna want to come to men, right? Because they see them as this. Bring that out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, it was a video that I watched. Let me see if I could find it real quick before I quote it, because it goes exactly with this precept in verse 2. Exactly with it. Hold on.
Yeah, I think a good example. You watch the Book of Eli. When the white girl, I think she was white, when she seen that Eli was protected, she wanted to go wherever he went. She wanted to follow him, and he was trying to get rid of her. She's trying to follow him because she's seen that he was protected by God. And and even in that day, a lot of people gonna see who the Most High God chosen is. They're gonna see the ones that's chosen and that's elected by God, and they're gonna see the favor that the Most High God is giving certain people, and that's gonna make them want to, also follow.
Come, man, right? Why he's getting that? Read this for me right here. This was gonna happen.
Come, Isaiah 32. Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 3. And the eyes of them that see shall not be dim, and the ears of them that hear shall hearken.
You know what happens is when you can be that man in verse 2 that covers all of these things, when you can be that man, a lot of times what happens is respect comes, right? And now people can see you and just respect you, right? When you can be all of this stuff. Now, when you impart wisdom to them and you talk to them, right? Now they want to listen, right? When you can be verse number 2 for somebody, right? Then you don't get talked back to, right? You shouldn't, right? When you can be verse number 2, right? Oh, you don't gotta tell somebody, hey, can you just be quiet and listen? Can you just do as I say? You don't have to do that no more when they see you as this, right? When they went through a hard place and they noticed, hey, look, I didn't have to worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is encouragement, not only for other brothers, but for myself to become this man, because this man right here is more precious than gold. This man right here is a cheat code, right? Go ahead. Yeah. I'm sorry. Both of y'all had something to say.
You go ahead, Trill.
Yeah, I can't find the video, man, but pretty much the video was saying that a man is a man. It doesn't matter how expensive he is. It just matters if he gets the job done. And she pretty much was saying, out here in New York, if it rains, you can go five minutes up the block, get you a $5 umbrella so you can make it to your taxi or make it to your home or your apartment. And so she was saying, a lot of people may, talk down on some of these men that don't make 6 figures. But at the end of the day, that $5 umbrella gets you to your house and it keeps you dry after it got wet. And she was saying, a lot of these men, whether they make a lot of money or not, they do what God designed them to do. And that is to be that hiding place from the wind, that shelter from storm, to be that shadow from the sun, and to fold up at the end of the day and be put away and to do it all again when they're needed again. And so she was saying, it doesn't matter what kind of man you got, you need to respect your man in the order that God put him in, because that's what they're here on earth for. They're here so that we can stay dry, so that we can stay cool, so that we can hide from the wind, right? And I think that's very important, because right now we've gotten to a place to where a lot of women, man, they rather have a kid without a husband. They rather have a job than to have a husband because they believe all ninjas ain't nothing. They believe ain't no good men in the world. They believe that they don't need a man to do nothing, right? And that fight and that struggle is gonna cause them to be in a tight space when it doesn't matter what your career is. It doesn't matter how expensive your apartment is. It doesn't matter how expensive your car is when the government collapses, when a country collapses. You can't try to, right? I'm looking at a pretty nice monitor right now. I can't try to sell this monitor in time of need when everybody's in time of need. Don't nobody want no monitor. They want food and water. Yeah, they could care less about Apple products. They could care less about your Mercedes Benz. At that point, you just want a running car.
Just to let me back on what you said though, right? Before I forget real quick, man, you'll see that man that makes 50,000 a year, 45,000 a year, 30,000 a year become important because you see these again, man. When we depended on Uncle Sam, it was always sought after. Hey, get a job in the government. You're gonna be straight. X, Y, and Z. You working for the government, making 100,000, 200,000, right? What happens when the government shut down, right? And you're let go, you furloughed, all this stuff, and Tyrone, that's making 40,000 a year, that works for himself, he's still up on the float. You know what I'm saying? Now he's been looked at as that man. That is a shadow in the heat. Right now, he's being looked at as that man, as if he were making 200,000. You know what I'm saying? Right. So just stay true to yourself. Be disciplined. Go ahead, brother Obadiah, before I read this last precept.
Anyway, I was gonna say, man, definitely sisters that's in this walk, man. If you got a husband that's in the faith, man, hey, that's a blessing. And that's I forgot. I know that it's the scriptures in Isaiah that says the Lord gonna make a man more precious than fine gold. They ain't just talking about any man. He talking about his servants, right? The brothers that go out and risk their lives day in and day out. The brothers that come on here late at night making lessons. The brothers that's trying to be that example to bring people close to the Most High, man. Hey, that's a blessing. Don't take that for granted, man, because soon, everybody gonna be, trying to, come and try to cleave. You know what I'm saying? So don't take what we're trying to say. Don't take that for granted. You know what I'm saying? If you got a husband or somebody that's, that's serving the Most High, man, because soon, right, there's gonna be that person, that man is gonna be the person, the Lord willing, that the Most High use in that day that has to come, man. That the day of perilous times. But
Con. You can read verse 4 for me real quick.
Verse 4: the heart also of the rash shall understand knowledge, and the tongue of the stammerers shall be ready to speak plainly.
Right, man. In that day, man, the men, right, the hearts of it says that the hearts that were rash, they're gonna understand knowledge, right? The ones that were so quick to interject, the ones that were so quick to say, man, ain't nobody really studying what you're saying, or that were really listening just to rebut, they're gonna understand knowledge in that day, right? They're gonna understand what you've been trying to tell them. The tongues of the stammerers shall be ready to speak plainly. The ones that were naysaying, the ones that are saying, I kind of hear what you're saying, I kind of see what you're saying, they're gonna speak plainly and be like, yeah, you know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And so we all are striving to be those men and women. Strive to get you when you vet a man, strive to get you a man that can cover these things. Yes, I know it is hard for an Israelite in today's society, right? It's hard for me, you know what I'm saying? But we got to strive to be this, you know what I'm saying? And just pray that our women can cover our baseness when we are blinded like Tobit, right? Whether that be physically or spiritually, you know what I'm saying? I got one more. So we talked about the government shutdown. We talked about
this is random. This is random too, but in that book of Tobit, just so women know that they're not the only ones going through it. Sometimes you can help your man out, and he gonna come against you. right? You know, Tobit was blind. His wife helping out. She getting food and everything. She done got a lamb, brought it to the house. And her husband, like, pretty much, you know, hey, what are you doing, foolish woman? Pretty much like, hey, why are you stealing stuff? She like, I didn't steal it. It's given to me. He's like, nah, you need to go give it back. So, you know, she could have flipped out on him and all that, you know. But I'm just saying that, you know, to show a lot of women, you're not the only one going through it. When it seems like you know you going out your way to do something for your man, and he meets you with the opposite reaction of what you was, you know, it's happened before in the Bible. And Tobit was considered a righteous man, you know what I'm saying? So it can happen to any man. You just gotta bear with your man. You know that, you know, he still mean you good. He still mean his family good. Sometimes just being two different people, you know, we see things and motivated by different things.
Yeah, man, you gotta surprise your husband sometimes, man. That's what happened. Was he was surprised that she was actually able to, you know, kind of get off her behind and make something of herself and contribute to the family. You know what I'm saying? He probably ain't never really seen her, you know, get to grinding like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially she wasn't complaining or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And so be that for your husband to cover his bases sometimes too. Go out and do some things, and stop having that woe is me spirit. Oh, I shouldn't have to do this. This is a man's job. I shouldn't have to do this, right? Stop doing that. Why don't you do it, and you'll surprise your husband? You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, he'll appreciate you for it. Tobit appreciated his wife for doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? But we talked about the government shutdown. We talked about SNAP benefits getting taken. Another thing that's going on in the earth right now is Hurricane Category 5 that's about to hit Jamaica, man. Pray for our brothers and sisters that's in Jamaica.
Sorry to hit out.
Yeah.
So what? Oh, it already hit.
Yeah, already hit out. It's hitting. It's hitting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because they got a live broadcast right now about it right now. And you know, it could go good. I mean, it could go better than we think. It could go worse. I know from some of the video footage I've seen and stuff like that, man. There's flooding and stuff carrying on. So y'all just keep them in their prayers. I'm gonna play this real quick. Probably not the whole thing, but I'm gonna play some of it.
Hurricane Melissa growing to a Category 5 this morning.
Matter of fact, this was a day ago too. Somebody get me Ezekiel 23 and 48. Ezekiel 23 and 48.
How are you feeling?
Well, right now, worried. The deadly storm churning through the Caribbean and preparing to pummel Jamaica through the coming days. Residents filling up gas canisters to power generators and boarding up windows as the monster storm approaches. Even zoo workers in Jamaica's capital city are busy relocating animals. At least 3 storm-related deaths have been confirmed in Haiti, along with 1 fatality in the Dominican Republic, where dozens of people are currently in shelters, including this mother and her 4-month-old infant, after first responders rescued them from a flooded home. I spoke with one woman in Kingston who says she suffers from lupus and is traveling by bus to her daughter's home.
Even though I have my medication here, I'm still not taking any chance.
Many American tourists are trying to cut their vacation short. Some passengers arriving in the U.S. on one of the last flights.
You got Ezekiel 23 and 48 pulled up?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me that a read real quick.
I got you.
Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel chapter 23 and verse number 48. And it reads, it says, "Thus will I cause lewdness to cease out of the land, that all women may be taught not to do after your lewdness."
Right, man. Hey, man, this is Jamaica, man. You know, home of the vacations. I say home of the thoughts, you know, because a lot of thoughts go out there to vacate. You know what I'm saying? They were famous, and we joked about this in the group chat yesterday. But Jamaica's famous for all the women going out there, especially from America, going out there, right? And they got this infamous little I don't know what it is. It's a river or a creek where you can float down. And, you know, they have all these Jamaican guys giving out booty rubs, man. Right. And, you know, our people was going there, but you didn't really see no other nation going out there to get no booty rub in front of everybody except for our people, right? And they would put it on their stories. They would flaunt it like it was something lavish, right? You know what I'm saying? And you know, me personally, man, I'm kind of convinced that, you know, Jamaica is getting kind of smacked for all of that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody will be like, nah, you tripping. It ain't that deep. I think it is, man, because there's a lot of women that was doing this, right? There's a lot of women that was doing this. And I paused it right here in this video because they're saying that people are still going there for vacation as we speak. And they're getting stuck in Jamaica, not being able to come out of it, right? I thought that was funny, man. Right? I'm gonna keep playing a little bit.
It's out.
So I can real quick before you continue to play the video. I was gonna say, man, I had just seen a video where it was one of our sisters, man, super duper heavy set sister, man, that was getting that same type of rub, putting that white stuff on her body and stuff, man. And it is a crazy thing because, you know, like the brother said, a lot of women do go there to have that exact experience, man. I had a few friends from high school take pictures and post them online and stuff and record themselves getting that type of rub down when they was going. And one of the girls, she had told me that, you know, she kind of had to check one of the dudes because they was getting a little too handsy. You know what I'm saying? Like they was trying to rub in all inside of her, you know, inward parts a little bit. And she kind of had to, like, you know, check him and let him know, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be doing all that. But my thing is, it's kind of crazy because I'm like, why even put yourself in a position to be subject to some sort of, you know what I'm saying, like filthy act as such, just for entertainment, you know? Like sometimes it just makes me question, like, why do our people do the things that they do? But I just felt like, you know, it was a lot of that going on. And that's why, you know, God could be sending judgment there as well.
Man, our Jamaican brothers, man, you know, and everybody knows this about the Jamaicans, bro. They really got some lust problems, some lust issues, man, right? And, you know, the Most High kind of had a shut down vacation for a little while, man. They was getting a little too excited when these American tourists was coming through. You know what I'm saying?
Not just the women either, man. You know, a lot of brothers get that Rastafarian spirit and they go out there and just be blowing tree the whole time. I remember if you watch like Ghost or Power Book, what's the boy name? Tariq. I forgot his real name, but he go out to Jamaica multiple times a year. And I think he's Jamaican, but he goes out there multiple times a year, takes all his friends. They get down and dirty too. Now it's not just the girls. And
Michael Rainey.
Yeah, Michael Rainey, yeah. And you know, and they talk about on podcasts how all they do is blow tree, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? And so Jamaica has been a hot spot for it's been a hot spot for lust, right? Whatever your heart desire, you can kind of do out there, man. And you know, sometimes just like Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, countries will reap the same benefit.
I ain't gonna lie.
God's
not. My bad. Salakia. I was gonna say, you know, I had the same experience too. I had visited Jamaica before, man. Went on vacation there once, and I was way younger than what I am now. 27 right now. I was about, how old was I? 13. What was this? 2011. So this was 14 years ago. So I was 13, and I'm not gonna lie, man. They had like a nude beach, where you could just go and be naked. You know what I'm saying, and just walk on the beach and stuff like that. You know, they had a lot of women, sex workers out there too, and a lot of dudes looking to pick up, you know what I'm saying, women who were tourists as well. So, and I know you have that in America, you have that in a lot of different places of the earth. So judgment, it won't be, you know what I'm saying, I guess slow to hit those places either. But at the same time, you just got to understand that, you know, hey, when you read the scriptures, man, we believe that our brothers and sisters down there on that island, are a part of the children of Israel. And when you believe, and when you read the scriptures, you kind of see and understand that, judgment is going to begin first at the house of God, right? Beginning with the children of Israel. So a lot of the times people are asked, hey, why them? It happens all over the place. Why them? Well, a notorious Bible verse that we read every Sabbath is, the Lord said, hey, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities, right? That's Amos 3:2. So sometimes we got to think about the things that we're doing that displeases the Most High to send some sort of tempest, as such, right? Some sort of storm as such to kind of destroy our lands and ruin our plans, right? To make us pay attention and focus on him. So like you know.
Man. Hey, one second before you go. Hey, brother Obadiah, you still got that precept from earlier in the video where I told you to hold? It goes along the lines of our people not learning their lesson. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me get
pull that real quick while brother Azrael go. Go ahead.
All right, let me see if all right.
Yeah, man. So at my job today, it was a whatchamacallit, a so-called Edomite lady that works there, and she was saying how her sister lives in Jamaica, and yeah, they got all the Americans out. I don't know what the Jamaican citizens are gonna do, but they got all the Americans out. And that just goes to show you, man, that our oppressors, they want to use us as vacation and retirement, and they want to use us for all of the good things. But whenever it's time to help us in a need, right? They don't want to help. Stay and help. They don't want to even help transport us out. We look to our oppressors for salvation all the time. Like some of the precepts we went over, they don't ever offer it. They'll offer their prayers and their condolences, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I sure hope they're fine, when they had the power to rescue. And so that's the thing, man. We gotta stop letting first of all, our oppressors in our gates. We got to stop trusting them so much. We got to stop being so happy when we see them, because when we see them, we think it means dollar signs. We got to start taking heed to ourselves, man, because at the end of the day, when a crisis comes, it's only us that we're going to have. Imagine if the curse of your eye being evil towards your brother wasn't on our people in times of a government shutdown, right? Remember last time when the banks and everything shut down. What's up? Our people, we was spending money with each other, buying Cadillac, right? We had money under the bed. If our eye wasn't evil toward each other, we wouldn't need WIC and SNAP and EBT. We would be a communal people that helped each other out. We would be able to go to one another and trade and bargain. We would be able to pull each other out of our situations. But because we let our oppressors come in and we trust our oppressors because they show us a little bit of dollar signs, now our oppressors saying they can't help us. And now we ready to turn on each other. But if we just, trusted each other, and if we just loved each other like we were supposed to be, right, and didn't walk past the homeless and things of that nature, we would be in a different position right now as a people. Not as the nation of America, but as a people within America. We would be Goshen.
Come on, man. You got that precept, brother Obadiah?
Come.
Bring that out, real.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 19 through 20. Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Come on, man. He sends us all of these calamities, man, and we still do not learn. We think we take it for a joke. Sometimes, you know, your parents would punish you and whatnot, right? And you ain't take your punishment seriously, and you go out and do it again. Or, you know, I remember when my parents stopped putting that belt to behind, because one day they started, you know, they took the belt out and it did, the sting from the judgment stopped hurting. And, you know, I remember laughing. Don't do this. If anybody still live with their parents, man, don't do this to your parents. But I remember being swung on and it didn't hurt. And I started chuckling, started laughing at my mom while she was trying to beat me. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, at that moment, she knew a couple things. She's going to have to go about punishing us a different way. And two, you know what I'm saying? It frustrated her, right? But the same thing that I did then is what we're doing to the Most High. So I'm going to play this video for you guys just to show you what I'm talking about, right? A calamity has hit Jamaica, and this is what they're doing. You got a brother washing his car in the flood water with the flood water, right? What are these folks doing? Look at she got a big goofy smile on her face, right? Hockey dip. Playing board games, right? Brother pretending to go fishing. They having a good old time, right? They got destruction just hit, right? And they're not even thinking maybe we should stop playing so much. Maybe we should stop doing the things that we doing, right? Maybe Most High is trying to say something to us in a time of destruction, right? They're playing. And keep playing this real quick. Brother hitting Jamaican dances.
Bro, they acting.
And of course, you got Eve. She got to throw her butt. Of course, you got Eve, and she got to throw her butt. Right?
Bro, it's so crazy because this how we was acting in South Georgia when we got snow for the first time in over 15 years. They acting like they ain't never seen water in Jamaica. They acting like they never seen this water. I can see if you never seen water before and you excited, or it's the first time snowing.
The Most High is literally putting belt to behind, and they laughing at him like this don't hurt, right? Yeah. You got precept that you had one more time before you go, Brother Azrael.
Second Ezra is 15, and I'm starting at 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be mindful of the scourges.
Let's just say that they was getting judged for lewdness, right? Lewd behavior. And we got this sister at the end shaking her booty still. You can't make me stop being a hoe, right? And that's why the Most High has to destroy all of this place. That's why it don't matter if you're not in America, right? You got pride in your Jamaican flag. You got pride in your Mexican flag. You got pride in your Puerto Rican flag. You got pride in your Dominican flag. No, those are still the land of your captivity. That's still not who you are. You still can't be prideful in that culture, right? You still got to come out of that. Just like people got to come out of America, bro. Don't get comfortable, bro. Look at the signs that the Most High gives you and repent. He says that he sends scourges for amendment. He wants us to amend what we've done, and instead we play in his face all the day long. Go ahead, Brother Azrael.
Nah, man. Yeah, man. I don't need to say what I was gonna say, but I will say, man, you know, it's the time of the end, beginning of sorrows, man. Wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, famine, kingdom divided, hurricanes, earthquakes, floods, all of that. So, the end and the day of the Lord could be a thief of the night, and you'll be like, man, I'm stupid. There was earthquakes and floods. There was wars and rumors of war. There was craziness happening in the earth. And I just thought I had time. But we here.
Con. Now, man, I can't leave off with us in a bad predicament, man. So I gotta leave off with some encouragement for anybody that's being affected by the shutdown, by SNAP, or by the hurricane, man, understand and know this: when you come to serve the Most High God, right, you have a cheat code in itself, and it's called faith, right? This is the book of Luke 12 and 24. If a brother can read this for me, you got this precept and one more precept, and we out of here.
Con, it's in Luke 12 and 24, and it reads, "Consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouse nor barn, and God feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls?"
Right. We talk about this one all the time, man, but you really have to believe this, right? In times like this, you really have to believe this, man. The birds, the ravens, they live in a government shutdown 24/7. The Most High still makes it happen for them, right? How much more are you? Are you not better than the fowls? Especially you Israelites that keep these commandments, that go out on the street corner to do His work. Are you not better than them? Right? The ravens don't do any work, and you do the work of the Lord. Are you not better than them? But it's all about keeping the faith, right? Because you need faith and for things to happen for you. The moment you lose faith, man, you kind of on your own, right? But you got to have that faith and sometimes you got to go to this precept and just read it till you believe it. You know what I'm saying? And understand that your breakthrough is on the way, right? I got one more precept. Let's go to the book of Psalms, another one that we issue out all the time as well. 37 and 25, right?
The book of Psalms, chapter 37 and 25. I have been young, and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread.
Right, man. Don't let them see you sweat, man. Keep the faith. He said he's been young and he's been old. Now, when you see this, man, of course, he's seen famines get struggling. He's seen sieges happen, all of that, right? But what he's saying is, man, he's never really seen nobody at that point, at that breaking point, to where it's like, hey, look, the righteous don't give up to the point where they're thinking about cursing God and dying. They're not giving up to the point where they see, hey, I might have to do something strange for a piece of change. Might have to break the Sabbath, right? Begging. You don't see the righteous begging Uncle Sam to help them out, right? And so having that faith is gonna keep you in check. Having that faith is gonna keep you hopeful for your breakthrough to come, and knowing that you don't have to fold. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that you're more than a beggar, man. Right? Don't ever get to a point where you feel like you're gonna have to beg. Always stay true to who you are, which is an Israelite, man. Somebody that God has chosen in this earth. And as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? And sometimes what we're supposed to be doing isn't just encompassing these commandments, man. Sometimes we got to think outside the box of things that we might be doing that might be causing sin. Might not necessarily be sin, but might be causing sin, right? We gotta be seeing things from outside of the box, right? Of even when it comes to honoring and dishonoring. Are we honoring or dishonoring somebody? Are we honoring or dishonoring ourselves? Right? Sometimes we got to think outside the box, man, because there's always something that we can do to rectify our situations, man. Again, man, of course, there's that case where you could be Job, right? But even when Job was going through it, he searched his soul inside and out to make sure he wasn't transgressing against himself, those around him, and his God, most importantly. Nonetheless, man, keep these in your back pocket. Psalms 37 and 25, and also Luke 12 and 24, man. They're great, encouraging scriptures for times like this, and I know we'll get through it. And this is just an update on the current events, and two, an encouragement for moving forward after the shutdown is over and everything is back reinstated. Other than that, we'll see you guys again Wednesday, tomorrow. And I hope this was an all right lesson for you. I know it was kind of lengthy. Any closing remarks from the brothers?
Nah, man, shoot, just really watch and pray, like the scriptures say. Watch and pray. I know I caught myself, man. I was kind of being slothful when it came to watching. You know, I really wasn't watching like the end time headlines and the Al Jazeera. You know, watching the news like I supposed to been. But then, you know, we gotta always remember that, you know, we are watchmen. So it's our job, you know, and our duty as servants of the Lord to also watch these things that's going on, man, so we can warn the people. So yeah, if you're a servant of the Lord, man, make sure you watching. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you watching these things that's going on so you don't get caught off guard.
Man, you know, Trump going on tour, man. He doing a lot. He just got some of the Israelis freed from the Gaza prisons, man. He making deals with Japan, and he making deals with other people. He's threatening China and Russia, and Putin is saying that he's not worried or fazed by. Man, it's a lot going on all at the same time, and everybody got their own personal things that they're convicted to focus on. So try to focus on everything though, man, and try not to get overwhelmed. Don't lose the faith, man. Don't get carried away with the chaos of the world.
Man, you know, at the end of the day, I want to say it's Exodus 14. Can't remember the specific verse, but it reads, man, the Lord shall fight for you and you shall hold your peace. If you out here, you know, striving to keep the commandments of the Lord, right, in spirit and in truth, then the Lord won't withhold a good thing from you. You know, the Lord is not slack to I guess you could say recompense, you know, not only judgment but promises made. And he told us that, you know, if we seek first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, then all these things that we so desire shall be added unto us. Right. He also said in Jeremiah 29, you know, even when we was going into captivity to Babylon to build houses, make marriages, because he knew the plans that he had for us, you know, and the thoughts that he had for us were of peace and not of evil, to give us an expected end. But nonetheless, that's not to say, you know, just expect everything good to happen in your life. We could go through this situation and it could get worse, you know. So don't ever think it can't be you. But at the same time, again, if you're striving to follow the Lord in his ways, then again, he's going to fight for you. And all you got to do is hold your peace and trust in him. So with that, man, mighty lesson, much needed reminder, and all praise to the Most High.
Con, man. But with that, man, we'll close out. Remember, man, Christ said, if you're not helping to gather, you're helping to scatter, right? So do your job and help gather in the chosen of God, and let them know what they should be doing in these last days, like we did today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We say shalom.